If you have front hip, lateral hip, or knee-related pain due to run-related activities, this is the video for you. I've got 3 exercises that you should be doing, and I've got their progressions. I hope you enjoy. Hi everyone, I'm Mike the PT. I've been a physical therapist for 20 years now, and for more than half of my career, I've been helping runners, triathletes, and ultra-endurance athletes do the thing they love to do most, and that's run. All right, we are here at the lab today, and I'm super excited to talk a little bit about run-related injury exercises that will help you either get through a current injury you might have, but might also prevent one in the future. Although we have not been able to determine exactly how to prevent a run-related injury, we do know that overuse and overtraining tends to be the one thing that gets us each and every time. However, if we build tissue capacity by building strength into the muscles that matter in our legs, we tend to avoid having those pesky run-related injuries that tend to occur over and over and over. Typically, as a physical therapist, I find myself strengthening runners' hips to help reduce run-related injuries or help them rehab out of a current pain that they're already having. So some of the techniques that I want to describe to you today often require some gym equipment, but it's okay. I think the majority of us have access to a gym, even if not temporarily or for a short period of time. And most you can do at home with some body weight, but you'll be better off adding resistance so that the tissue capacity or the load capability increases in the Achilles or the tendons that surround the foot and ankle, knees, and hips. I will also give you exercises that you can establish as your home exercise program. I'm going to also give you the progressions. I don't know what level you're starting at, so start at the bottom and move your way up. The way we move up is, if we're using body weight, we add external load. If we want to increase stability around joints, we can add an unstable surface. If we want to increase strength, you got to have progressive resisted overload. So one of the first exercises we're going to talk about for our hip rotators, our external rotators, will be a clamshell or a rotation-based exercise, which I think has benefit and merit when it comes to preventing run-related injuries and building hip strength. On social media, it's often touted as an unnecessary exercise, and there are lots of better things to do. And I would agree with that, but I'm in the rehab sphere. I have tested people and they've had poor hip external rotation strength, and it's a good place to get them started. So I'll demonstrate the clamshell exercise. Band should go around the knee, and you're going to go sideline. So you're going to rotate. You can also come up into a side plank and rotate. If you find that you're having weakness on one of the sides, make sure you do one extra set on that involved side, the weak side, compared to the good side. So the first progression from a clamshell is going to be what's called a fire hydrant exercise, okay? And we're going to use the same booty band made of cloth, and we're going to go around the legs. We're going to go just up above knees, and we're going to go tall standing against the wall, and we bend the working knee, but the down leg's also getting some work as it's weight bearing. And all we're doing is we're just rotating ourselves this way. The nice thing about this is you can do all sorts of variations. You can move your foot further away from the wall. You can hip hinge, and that'll get a little bit of your glute max as you're rotating out. But you can also put something in front of you so you can help hold on to get even more flexion and really get the back or posterior side of your hip and get that glute max working here. As with the clamshell, you're going to make sure that you do one extra set on the weak side so you give it a chance to get stronger and catch up to the good side. Okay, we're going to go into our next exercise. We did clamshell and then we went into a standing progression. And so this is a wall banger exercise that's really, really good to start hitting the glute med exercise and hit the lateral hip. And I'll show you a couple of progressions for it. First thing I would do with this one is remove shoes. And the reason is because as you're doing this exercise, you're going to stand about a fist width away from the wall, and you're going to use your feet with this one while you're participating. And what you're going to do is you're going to go into a partial squat. And what you're doing is you're rotating your hip to the wall until your hip bone touches the wall. And you can kind of see how my feet are kind of rotating with me, but you want them to be parallel so that when you go down and you're rotating through, you're going to hit that wall. You maintain the squat progression and you go back and forth, working through your foot and ankle, as well as working down into your hip. Wall banger exercise, feet forward, works the glute med or the side of your hip. All right, if that wall banger exercise with the just on the floor alone is too easy, you can always put the BOSU ball on the wall. Now you're going to introduce some stability concerns here. You're going to go into that drop and rotate that hip to the wall and back out. And you can see as I'm on that uneven surface, my legs are moving and my hips are shaking, and I got to really force myself to balance through this one. You can do it with the dome side or the flat side up, and that'll make it even more difficult. So here are one of those setups that I talked about at the gym that you kind of have to build up to, and it's a progression from a curtsy lunge. So if all I did was teach you today to do a curtsy lunge, to step behind and come back up would be sufficient. You step behind and you come back up, okay? This is a landmine curtsy that you can also increase into your shoulders to help build a little bit of a total body workout or exercise that'll really challenge stability, right? It'll hit hips, knees. It'll also get core. It'll also get those shoulders. Let me demonstrate it for you. So with the landmine setup, so you have an Olympic pressing bar or a lifting bar into what they call a landmine holder into a weight, make sure it's stable. You can also put this into a corner with maybe a towel that'll help sit congruently into it, but you use this to help you with add that external load, okay? So from this position, you can do all sorts, right? You can do a lean, you can lean into it and stepping down and coming back up and stepping down and coming back up. You can also just go to the side and just step down and come back up, step down and come back up, okay? You can also lift your arm, step back and come back up. Conversely, keep it down, step back and pop it up. Come down and pop it up. Add some weight to this. You'll have to control whether it's moving forward, backwards, but you're going to slowly descend and you can explode up using some power in your legs, develop a little bit of type 2 fiber, get you a little bit off of some of those endurance muscles, but will also help develop core and shoulder strength. Enjoy. All right, well, I've gotten a good little leg workout, getting the hips, knees involved. I got some core and even some shoulder work in those exercises. Now, there are hundreds of hip strengthening exercises that we can do. We didn't scratch the surface. I look forward to bringing a lot more videos and helping you get dialed in on doing the things that you can do to prevent a run-related injury. And these are some of the beginnings, but they're very, very good beginnings. You work on stability, you work on core, you work on your rotational hip strength. That'll help you to prevent toeing out or toeing in. It'll help build some capacity in these muscles that just don't have much of a mechanical advantage. So you got to really work them, and you need to add some weight and get some external strengthening going for you there. I hope you enjoyed this. If you're suffering from a run-related injury and would like some help, feel free to reach out to me, email me, or DM me on some of the social media things that I'm doing. I'd be happy to help you out, help you get back to doing the things you love to do. Have a great day. Stay strong. Keep running.